Namaste. So, something wonderful has happened, which I'm not ready to share just yet, except with my very closest friends. I'll get around to it, don't worry. But meanwhile, Houston, we have a problem. And the problem is, people are downvoting the previous video more than any other video I think I've ever made. But they're not leaving comments. So I have no idea what their issue is, How can I address it if they just downvote, but they don't discuss? Obviously, they misunderstood something. Or they think I've misunderstood something. We have to sort that out. But basically, if you don't like what you see and hear on this channel, don't come by. Don't even waste your time. Because everything I do is by my guru's permission. And in the beginning, also by his power. So I give all credit to the guru. Now, what is the guru? And why do you need a guru? These are the points I'd like to address here. First of all, the guru is the self, Brahman. The self is present everywhere. The self is what we are. Ramana Maharshi's famous question, who am I? Well, if you actually look into it, not just read books on it, but sit down and look into it, you will find that what we think to be I, myself, doesn't really exist. And as we go deeper, we find the source of that false I is the real I, the self. When we realize this, all our troubles are over. But until we do, we need the guidance of a guru. Why? Because he can see. We can't see. All right? Let me explain this more philosophically, more scientifically, so it doesn't turn into a political football. In the universe, there are basically three forces: the active, the passive, and the neutralizing. We've gone into this in tremendous detail in some of the early videos on this channel. So I'm not going to, explain that, okay? But what I am going to explain is, in the beginning of spiritual life, we are conducting the passive force, the yin. We don't know. Well, we've heard there's this thing called self-realization or enlightenment, and that it's great. But we don't know. We don't know what it is, really. We don't know how to reach it at all. We've just heard about it. It sounds pretty good. So yeah, let's check this out. So then what? Oh, we got to approach someone. Who knows? Who is that? The guru. This is ABC. If you don't get this, you don't belong here. Go watch cartoons or something. Okay? And if you don't like me speaking so sharply, just block me. Because that's the way it is. You can't learn to walk without your mother or someone helping you. You are the passive. You are the receptive. You are the yin. You are the darkness. And the guru, the teacher, the master, the parent, God, is the active force, the light energy that illuminates that darkness. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Oh God, I was lost in the darkness of ignorance until my guru came along and opened my eyes, not these eyes, this eye, with the torchlight of knowledge. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto him. It's not just like, I list him in the credits at the end. I put his picture right there where you can see it. So I offer all credit to my guru, the guru, and his many manifestations. I started looking for a guru when I was 3.5 years old. I saw the picture of Jesus in the church, in the stained glass window. He's praying in the garden. He's like kneeling next to a rock, right? And he's praying, and the light is coming down on his face from above. See? I said, I want to do that. I want to talk to God. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And I immediately started looking for a teacher. It took me 24 years before I could accept as guru. Well, actually 20 years. I accepted, but I couldn't follow. I was too involved with doing other things. But finally I surrendered at age 27. So that was the beginning. Now we've made many videos on this phenomenon of jump up and fall down. And the main reason why people do this, or why it happens, is they make offense to the guru. You cannot move to a higher platform without the permission of the guru, without the blessing of the guru, without the instruction of the guru. See, the thing about the active and passive force, the yang and the yin, is that the yin cannot be on an equal level with the yang. It has to be lower. The receptive has to be lower because why? Energy flows downhill across any potential. Basic physics. So the energy that gives enlightenment is consciousness, and it manifests as knowledge. And the guru can give you knowledge because he knows the truth. It's in Bhagavad Gita. I can't remember the verse right off the top of my head, but that's one of the things. The realized soul can guide you because he knows the truth. Not just knows intellectually, but experientially. And that's a feature of all the videos on this channel. That before I made the video, I went out in the woodshed or the meditation hall or whatever and did the work and realized it. Otherwise, I wouldn't make a video on it. This is not just about intellectual knowledge at all. The knowledge is there, but it's very secondary to the practice. So if you do the practice, if you approach a guru, if you offer your respects and your homage to a guru, a realized soul, he is the self, and so are you. Really, the Sadguru is within, but you can't hear him now because you're not self-realized. You still have an ego, you still have a mind which is jumping around and chattering like a monkey, isn't it? You're still addicted to sex life, aren't you? You still think there's something to enjoy in this world, don't you? And that's why you don't want to take a guru. Because the guru is going to tell you, give it up. Drop it. And you're going to go, no, I can't. Well, as soon as the baby stops crying and gets around to actually hearing from the guru, that's when the spiritual life begins, and not before. So if you want to cry like a baby, okay, be that way. But you're not going to make much advancement. See, what happens when the yin tries to attain equal level with the yang, when the dark principle tries to imitate the light principle, is that there's conflict. And this is the reason for all these offenses. And this is the reason why people fall down and can't make advancement in spiritual life. Because they artificially try to elevate themselves, bootstrap themselves into an equal position with the guru. They cannot accept a subservient role. And that leads to disaster. So you have to be willing to follow the guru. And not necessarily the outer guru, but the meaning of the guru, the significance of the teaching. Okay? We have something called gurvaparādha. Gurvaparādha means the teaching which is handed down from generation to generation of gurus and disciples. Now, I know everybody's going to say, well, that's just blind tradition and so on. And there is a lot of blind following in different traditions. Okay? And that's a downside. We acknowledge that. That's why I'll never start another organization. I'll never take any formal disciples ever again. Why? Because they cheat. They don't really follow. And they use the organization. They game the rules. They game the organization and use it for politics. And that's so disgusting and despicable thing to me that, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to look at it. Yeah. So, what's really necessary is that you put yourself in a position of subservience, service to the guru. We were talking yesterday about if I ask for water, give me water. Don't give me milk or soda pop and say, oh, this is better. No, it's not better to me because I asked for water. So the guru wants water, and water symbolizes the mind. Give me your mind. Really, you have to surrender your mind at the lotus feet of the guru, and then he'll kill it. And that's the only way it's going to get killed, because you cannot remove the mind with the mind. You have to allow somebody else to do the brain surgery. There's no do-it-yourself option. So, the mind's interest is self-preservation. It's an ego. It's a bratty little kid, and it'll lie, steal, cheat, do whatever it can to continue its existence. So when you start talking about this, transcend the ego stuff, the ego goes, okay, well, we'll just mock up a bogus process here and pretend to be vanquished, but then really we'll sneak in by the back door a sadhu ego. I am so enlightened. I realize that I am God, Bullshit. Don't fall for the mind's bullshit. Don't fall for the nonsense that I don't need a guru. Yeah, you do. Osho one time said that the sincerity of the disciple is more important than the sincerity of the guru. And he brought up the example of Tilopa. Tilopa, of course, was a great Tibetan Buddhist saint. And he approached a guru who was a phony. But he had so much faith, so much sincerity, so much integrity that he served his guru properly and got the result. See, so it's not really about the guru, it's about you. Do you have what it takes to actually serve someone? If not, you're not capable of love. And that's going to be a big problem on your spiritual path. That's why people want to skip the whole guru thing, the whole Dvaitavada and the whole Vishishta Dvaitavada, and jump right up to Vivartavada, where you know the goal, you know the path, and you have enough experience and insight to manage it yourself, because you have to. In the final stages of enlightenment, nobody can do it for you. You have to be able to troubleshoot your own meditation. But people jump up to that platform thinking they don't need a guru, but they don't have the background or the skills to actually do the needful. So they fall down. And by cleverly evading the guru relationship, they make offense. Because just read the scriptures anywhere. I mean, even Patanjali, who is behind or ostensibly the master of the whole Hatha Yoga scene. Of course, they don't follow him. Because the first thing he says you have to do, before you try to do any asana, you have to do yama niyama. Yama niyama means what to do and what not to do. And the first item of the yama is accept guru. The very first item. If you miss that one, you miss the whole rest of it. And this is why the yogis don't attain samadhi. They don't even teach it. They're supposed to be Ashtanga yoga, right? Ashtanga means 8 limbs. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. But nobody's attaining samadhi. Why? Because to get to the last step, you have to do the first step right. And the next, and the next, and the next. So if you miss accepting a guru, if you miss yama, what to do, even if you do everything else perfectly, you fall down. You won't get the result. Sorry. That's just the way it is. It's not that we have our own opinion, but we reflect the wisdom that we receive from the guru until we can see why he gives that instruction for ourselves. That's called realization. Oh, that's why he said not to do X. Because I get kicked in the head every time I do X. Like the ass. The ass, the donkey, goes for sex with the female donkey. What does she do? Kicks him right in the balls every single time. Just watch some donkeys sometimes. So the scriptures actually use this. It's called in Sanskrit mudha. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudha Mate. You ass, you donkey, why are you so addicted to sex? Because every time you get kicked in the balls. Every time. Every time you ejaculate, every time you lose semen, you injure yourself. You have less energy, less potential. And if you try being celibate even just a little bit, you'll immediately see this is true. That's why all the scriptures, all the gurus recommend at least control of the sexual energy, if not outright celibacy. But oh no, we know better, we know how to party down and all. Yeah, right. You're not exempt from the law. Nobody is. The guru simply speaks in intelligible language what the existence, the creation, the world, and ultimately Brahman is saying in silence. So the guru is an invaluable help on the path. And even you rascals that won't accept a guru still read the books, don't you? Why? So you know what to say. If somebody challenges you or if you want to show off. Isn't it? Come on, I know. So you still read, you're still dependent on the guru. You just don't want to cop to it. And that's dishonest. So don't be a rascal. Don't hurt yourself. Find a guru. Find a real guru. And the guru does not have to be in the body. My gurus are Ramana Maharshi, Arunachala Hill, Dakshinamurti Shiva, and Chandrasekharendra Mahā-Periyaval. He's not well known outside of India at all, but he's a very powerful guru. None of them are in the body, except Arunachala. And still, you can contact them. Because the guru is not the body anyway. The guru is the self. He's realized the self. He knows he's not the body. He's just using the body as an instrument for communication. That's all. That's all it's good for. Everything else about the body is a drag. You have to clean it, maintain it, give it medicine, fix it when it gets broken, feed it, etc., etc., etc. It's like having a pet. If you ever seen a kid going, I want a dog, I want a cat, I want a pet, I want this, that, right? Okay. So finally the mother or father gets the pet. And what happens? After 2 weeks, the poor thing is neglected and winds up being cared for by the parents anyway. So that's why everybody wants a relationship, so that somebody can take care of them. But you don't even know how to take care of yourself, because you're not getting the most essential requisite for a happy life, which is accepting a guru. So like I said, if you don't like this, just shove off, man. Take off, get lost. I'm not going to argue this point, and if anybody posts something negative about accepting a guru, I'm just going to block you, okay? Because I don't have time for this. I'm totally surrendered to my gurus. In fact, that's one of the big things that happened in the last few days, is that I got a whole raft of instructions from my guru. And I've made the changes indicated. And I got complete support from the world, the nature, the existence, the community, and everything. I mean, it's just astonishing. Everything just clicked. So I'll tell you about the details later. But this is running way over time, so I want to wrap it up. It's one of the most important, significant videos on this channel. So if you don't like this video, this is not for you. Om Tat Sat. Om Harihi Om.